between the Washington Spirit and Angel City. With the former Manchester United goalkeeper Gary Bailey, I'm Josh Eastern. Thanks so much for being with us here as we welcome you in to Audi Field. Well, Washington Spirit coming off, of course, of the Challenge Cup final last time out, while Angel City, their first time coming to the East Coast. And as we look at some players to watch, of course, it has to be Ashley Hatch, the potent goal scorer.
Yeah, top goal scorer last season with 10 goals. Absolutely brilliant. 26 years of age, so she's at her peak as a USA international, and she got the opener against OL Reign. A wonderful striker, and if given service, she is bound to score.
And on the other side for Angel City, June Endo, it's been a great start to her NWSL career.
Yeah, a goal and an assist against North Carolina Courage in that wonderful victory on the opening day at home. Just 21 years of age, the Japanese international, and a great future ahead. A key player, both in terms of scoring and in terms of creating.
So we are all set to go from Audi Field. It's a beautiful day. The sun is shining on this Sunday in our nation's capital. We have lineups and first kick come to you next from Audi Field right here on Paramount Plus. Here at Audi Field, and great scenes here pre-game. Of course, Paige Nielsen making her return to Washington, and there you can see Michelle Kang, the owner of the Spirit, with the ring ceremony for Nielsen. It's her first game in the lineup for Angel City after coming off an injury, of course, the blood clot, and her recovery before this game. As we take a look at today's starting lineups, we'll start with the Washington Spirit and the 11 for Chris Ward.
Yeah, just two changes. Morgan Goff comes in for O'Hara and Cameron Begelski for Ashley Sanchez. We're just not quite sure if Begelski will start off at right back. Maybe it'll be Goff. We'll certainly find out once we get to kickoff.
And on the other side for Angel City, not a whole lot in terms of changes for Freya Coombe.
Just the one, Simone Charlie in. Madison Hammond drops to the bench. Once again, we're not sure who plays that left back role to replace Madison Hammond. Is it going to be Simone Charlie, just a straight swap, or perhaps Endo? We've gone with June Endo, but again, we'll find out once they get going.
And of course, the coin toss before the game. Looks like dignitaries out there with our referee. Of course, it'll be Anya Voigt on this Sunday here in DC. Right there for Michelle Kang to be able to give Paige Nielsen her ring pregame as they walk off the field here prior to first kick. Anticipation building, the first time that Angel City has been off the West Coast as a club, and you know that they are really looking forward to getting a chance to take on the defending champions.
It's going to be a big test for them because they are away from home, as you say, the first big travel, first time they've ever met these two clubs. And if ever you want to test yourself right now, Washington Spirit is the team to do it against. They've had an incredible run. Only one loss this season in 9 games. But if you go back to last season, that one loss was their only one in 9 months and 20 matches. It saw them reach the Challenge Cup final and, of course, become champions last season. So they're on fire. They've got a forward line that Josh is out of this world, especially Trinity Rodman, who for me is one of the most exciting players in world football at the moment. So a tough one for Angel City and a good test for Freya Coombe and just how far she's brought this team.
And it will be Ashley Sanchez also starting the game on the bench today. So that is something to note. That front three that's always been so dangerous with Hatch and Rodman and Sanchez. It will be Sanchez who starts on the bench today as Angel City. It's an attack-minded lineup, it looks like, just based on the availability with some of the players, and they're going to give it their best shot here this afternoon or evening. Early afternoon on the West Coast, evening here on the East Coast. look at Chris Ward coming in off the loss, of course, in the Challenge Cup last time out. And we are just about set to go here for kickoff. There is the whistle, and away we go from Audi Field in DC. It's the Washington Spirit and Angel City locking horns for the first time. Of course, an exciting matchup for Washington. Now they are full steam ahead right into the regular season, coming off that 2-1 loss in the Challenge Cup final. Ashley Hatch scoring the lone goal on the day for the Washington Spirit in that 2-1 defeat against North Carolina. But Chris Ward says we didn't even do a game review. We gave the team 2.5 days off, and we are now just looking forward at the regular season. And all that we can try to take out of this is it's an early ball ahead for Hatch, met there by Spencer and Gilles, and Spencer's there to get it clear. But seems like the focus is now squarely full steam ahead and looking forward for Washington.
Yeah, I think for both sides, there's an opportunity here to go into a joint second place with just a draw. That's early on in the season. You can't read too much into what's happened. 1 win, 1 loss for Angel City, and what a win it was on the opening day in front of 22,000 excited fans. Absolutely brilliant result to get going against North Carolina Courage. Brought down to earth a little bit against Orlando Pride, but again, 4 points is second place at the moment, so a draw here today and both clubs would be in that position. And for Washington Spirit, only played the one match, won it against Owell Reign, and so a win here and they would have 2 wins from 2. What a start that would be for the Spirit.
And Freya Coombe did mention, coming off that 1-0 loss against Orlando last time out, that it was definitely disappointing, but she thought her team created solid chances. They were going in against North Carolina. They just didn't quite go in against Orlando.
Yeah, you get those days, and it was the perfect game, I guess. The first one against North Carolina Courage, first match at home. You want that to be the win. Used up a little bit of luck there, perhaps didn't go their way against Orlando Pride. And they had plenty of shots on target. 4 to Orlando Pride's 1, but chances for Kristen Press and Lucy, and a couple of, to be fair, a couple of fantastic saves from Erin McLeod that helped Orlando Pride keep that clean sheet.
We're wondering who is going to play at left back today. It looks like at least the early returns, say Tyler Lucy is getting the start back there. So interesting with Simone Charlie now on that front line, as you can see. Here's Sonnet. And Sam Staub. Trying to work it off to the left. Helferty now. And this one cut out. Angel City just trying to, no nonsense defending here early on. Get it clear.
Important for Angel City, as you mentioned, it's a big test for them, and given how tough the opening games were in the Challenge Cup, they lost 5 and drew 1 of their first 6. Then they had those wins over Portland Thorns and North Carolina Courage. I mentioned 22,000 people at the Bank of California Stadium. What a great vibe that was. But then brought down to earth by Orlando Pride. And then this is the big question mark, because if they come here and get a result today, then you've got to start thinking Angel City have arrived. If they struggle, then there's still a team being built, which would be an understandable place to be. But I'm sure for Angel City fans, they would love to see a result here and be able to say, hey, Freya Coombe's done a fantastic job. We're up and running. We're in business. You can take us seriously. Very difficult to do in such a short time, but that's what Angel City fans will be hoping for.
It would be their first win away from home. They were 0-3 in the Challenge Cup, scored 3, shipped 9 goals during the Challenge Cup on the road. They're the first NWSL side without a single point in any of their first 3 away games. Here's McCaskill trying to change that. Comes into the back post. This is headed out of play. Bagalski looked like she got her head on it. It's the game's first corner kick for Angel City.
Yeah, Bagalski doing well there. It's a dangerous ball in, and you just got to get it clear, which she managed to do. important not to make mistakes early on in the game. Interesting, they've conceded a corner. Chris Ward saying to us that game after game they've been conceding early corners, and he said today we're going to try and stop that from happening. Well, within 5 minutes they've conceded a corner.
They've at least been able to work on their defending a little bit, as this one's sent in on the in-swinger. Another chance going through traffic, and it looks like, yeah, the flag is up for offside. That did come off a couple of Angel City players there on the way back through.
That's a good effort from the edge of the box. I think it was Christian Press who hit that and could have taken a deflection and very easily flown past Aubrey Kingsbury. But as you mentioned, a player in an offside position, so off the hook. And that's why Chris Ward didn't want to concede corners early on, because as Freya Coombe knows, you know, ball in the box, it's very difficult to always clear it. And if it drops, then it's just a case of who is first to get a boot on the ball.
Foul there in the midfield.
We just saw Christian Press there, age 33. So much experience in the game. Scored against the Thorns and San Diego in the Challenge Cup. And over a century of caps for the USA, so much needed experience up front for Angel City.
Just talking with Freya Coombe, even prior to the season, prior to the Challenge Cup, just say Kristen Press just rearing and ready to go for this season. Excited to be back in the NWSL. Renewed sense of energy, of course, also now playing for this club. A little push in the back there on Press. The free kick back to Washington. Another push in the back, this time Rodman going down. Lucy with the foul. And another free kick for the Spirit.
They would have been told to keep an eye on Trinity Rodman. As mentioned earlier on at the start of the broadcast, what a talent. Left foot, right foot, headers, pace. She's got everything. And if she starts to run at you, you're in all sorts of trouble. So one of the players they're going to have to watch very closely tonight, Angel City, I would think.
Bailey sending this in. Didn't get it by the first set of players there. Endo will try to bring this out for Angel City. It goes all the way back now to Kingsbury. Nothing doing there for Washington on the set piece. Of course, Washington had that big unbeaten run, stopped at 20 games. It was the longest NWSL unbeaten run since 2013. That ball did go out of play. But they do have a 5-game regular season win streak. It's the longest active streak, and prior to this streak, Washington had never won more than 5. So they've had good success in the regular season, hoping to keep that going. Of course, Chris Ward now finally has a loss on his resume.
He said he was quite relieved about it, and I guess that's, you know, coaches are going to tell you that, but I also understand his logic is that people now don't have to focus on it. His record is 1-12, drawn 7, lost 1. I mean, that is a phenomenal record since he was given the chance to take over, and him alongside Paul Crichton and the rest of the coaching staff have done a fabulous job there. And losing 1 just means that everybody just focuses game by game and not on running streaks or winning streaks, and I guess some coaches believe that's a benefit, but this is just game by game now. Washington Spirit, very, very difficult side to beat. And this is a good test. I'm looking forward to seeing how they go, Angel City, because if they can do well against this Washington Spirit team, then Freya Coombe has done an incredible job in a very short period of time. Not that she hasn't done a good job anyway, but it would just be an even more incredible job, because coming here and getting a result, wow.
All the way through looking for Hatch, and yeah, it's probably fair to be said this is maybe a measuring stick game for both teams. Washington of course, you come off all that success in the Challenge Cup, fall up just a little bit short, but do win that opener in the regular season against OL Reign. How do you kind of follow that up for Angel City? It's the longest trip you've ever had. This is, I guess, the true grit of the NWSL, going cross country and needing to get a result here early on, coming off a loss last week at home. As this is given away, Simone Charlie. Charlie fighting through and move it to the outside. And it's Begalski stepping in.
It seems that Begalski is on that either left centre back or left full back position. Weren't quite sure where she was going to slot in, and very interesting what you said about Tyler Lucy on the left side of the defense for Angel City. That is a bit of a surprise. Expected her more as a striker, but obviously they're going to try and get her forward as often as possible. Very positive mood to have an attacking player playing in defense, and let's see how that pans out for Angel City.
Lucy did score 1 goal. It is from Gibson Island, Maryland, so back in her part of the country. Marauder. There's Begalski. Helferty calling for it. She couldn't quite get there. Megan Reed stepping in. It's a throw-in for Angel City.
And she really did step in there, Megan Reed. That was a solid tackle. Fair tackle, but really solid one. Have a look at that again. Uses her shoulder and takes the knock. And puts Anna Helferty on the ground.
Megan Reed, her first pro season out of Virginia. She's played all 180 minutes coming into this game in the regular season. Couple of starts for her in the Challenge Cup as well, but she's really partnered nicely alongside Vanessa Gilles. And it's Madison Hammond, who was originally that second center back to start the season. She actually starts on the bench tonight for Angel City. So maybe Freya Kuma's found something, and I guess over time you'll find those relationships on the field and how they work out. And right now, playing the hot hand of Reed and Gilles in central defense. Spencer just lost it. That pass off the mark as Lucy stepped in.
Well, just to pick up on your point there, it takes a long time for players to understand each other, to have that sense of knowing where your teammate is and how she moves and how to pass and what their strengths and weaknesses are. Something Washington Spirit's built up and been hugely successful with, given their championship run and their run to the final in the Challenge Cup. That's what Angel City have to emulate.
Weatherholt plays it out wide. Cross blocked down. And a throw in for Angel City deep in that corner.
Kristen Press just using her hand to show that she should have maybe got rid of it more quickly. Sets herself a very high standard.
Spencer was coming back from an offside position. Flag is up and back to Washington it'll go.
Spencer's got that energy and that pace to get up and down the flanks there, but very important when you're on an offside position to get yourself back on side as quickly as possible. You're in a good position there, Angel City, and unfortunately they've lost that advantage.
Marauder all the way back here for Sonnet. Take some space forward. They look to play that long ball in behind. Rodman chasing after it. Rodman, the square ball. It's immediately cut out.
You can hear the excitement in the crowd as soon as Trinity Rodman gets on the ball.
Another foul, and it's a free kick going Washington's way. Hatch, who was slow to get back to her feet.
And just going for the ball, just maybe an outstretched arm in front of her, colliding with the back of Hatch. No nastiness intended at all, and Endo very quick to make sure that Ashley Hatch was okay. A friendly discussion at this stage between Freya Koeman and the assistant ref. Might get a little bit less friendly as the match goes on.
Just getting to know each other here in the opening 15. Bailey with the service. All the way to the back post. Did Harchich maybe get a touch on that? Referee says no. Trinity Rodman would think otherwise.
Yeah, I think it was very clear that the keeper did get a touch, but not always easy for the referee to see what we can see. Yeah, you can see the fingertip. In fact, Trinity Rodman knows because she was probably angling to head that into an empty net, and the keeper gets a very important touch. Harchich, formerly of Washington Spirit.
2016 to 2018. Last couple of years, though, with Gotham.
Yeah, Jasmine Spencer, another one who's a former Washington Spirit player, going back way back to 2013.
Jasmine Spencer, the only Angel City player who has played in every NWSL season. As Rodman keeps this in, goes right through the legs, the cross! Somebody needed to touch that in, then went all the way through it, still rolling, and now out of play. How about that from Trinity Rodman?
Absolutely brilliant. Oh, love watching her play. The skill and the ball into the box. It was a dangerous one. Both Anna Helferty and Ashley Hatch were in there. They just couldn't get a toe on the end of the ball. But just a great bit of skill. And the ball in was fantastic as well. They asked questions of the goalkeeper, of the defenders. Wow, and just 19 years of age. Full international already. What a future she has ahead of her.
Bailey moves it out wide. Almer's there. Helferty, defended by Reed. Press coming back defensively, able to win it for Angel City. Now McCaskill. Spencer tries to bring it down, now cutting in field. Spencer wins it right back. There's some of that experience. Heavy first touch there by Kristen Press.
I think she needed that experience because she doesn't make that tackle correctly. Spencer, that's a penalty. She had actually brought the ball down and had it taken off her toes, so the recovery was good, but it was absolutely critical that Jasmine Spencer got that one right.
McCaskill. Press, just able to keep that in. Now to the end line. Fights through a challenge, still going. Kristen Press, the extra pass. Just poked away by Rodder. Now a shot coming in from distance. Kingsbury able to see this go just wide. Danny Weatherholt on the shot.
A decent shot from Danny Weatherholt, but I think Aubrey Kingsbury had it covered most of the way. She had to dive to make 100% sure. And it's a long way out. What is it, 25 yards? The goalkeeper, full length there, pretty much had the far side of the goal covered, but still, excellent shot there from Danny Weatherholt.
Here's Endo. Endo on her left foot, dragging that shot just wide.
Pity there for Endo, because if she drags a little bit more, Simone Charlie was at the far post. So she either wanted it on target or she wanted to really pull it, and she did neither. She got it in the middle and it goes out of play. But again, a threat down that left-hand side as she showed against North Carolina Courage with a goal and an assist. And so far, so good for Angel City. They've competed, they've created a few little moments and chances and shots, and you wouldn't think this was a new franchise getting to know each other. They've been very solid so far.
Second ball, one in the middle by Washington. Bailey gets it out wide. Hatch dancing on the ball. Block shot there. Spencer got the block in. This goes into the end line. Rodman's there, headed down. It's blocked, and Haracic is able to hold on to it.
Yeah, Rodman just unable to get the header clearly on target. There were defenders around her and they blocked it, but we mentioned beforehand she can shoot left foot, right foot, and well, that was close. And she can head, once again showing all the skills, Trinity Rodman.
Here's Ulmer. Goff. And now Endo. Endo still battling. Trying to keep it for Angel City, and does. Now it's Lucy in an attacking position. And it's cleared away. We say that because she's playing left back today.
That's the benefit of having an attacker in that defensive position.
Spencer. Spencer there with the foul.
Well, if Washington Spirit fans were tuning in to see their team roll all over Angel City, it hasn't happened as yet. The West Coast side putting up a really good performance so far. Jasmine Spencer pushing forward down that right-hand side, but they've had threats down the left as well with June Endo. And I guess there's a few Washington Spirit players right now realizing that this is not going to be possibly as easy a game as some fans might have thought.
20 minutes gone, still no score here between the Spirit and Angel City.
That high press just forcing Haracic to go long. And it is the one area of the game I thought Washington Spirit were going to get more out of, the high press, making it difficult for Angel City. But look at the press themselves, Angel City. They're not just sitting back. But I did think that the way Washington Spirit pressed, Angel City would find it very hard to play out of the back. Well, so far they've done a decent job. Good ball.
And there's Spencer with some space. Kristen Press for Savannah McCaskill. Trying to cut that one back. A couple of players there making the run, including Press. Kingsbury easily able to scoop this up. Right at the midway point of this first half, still no score between the Spirit and Angel City. One of two games on this Sunday across the league. San Diego and Chicago, the other one live from Torero Stadium in San Diego. We're here on a beautiful sunny day here in Washington, D.C. Rodman taking off the ball. Endo put the challenge in, and now Rodman, and now Hatch. Right back for Rodman. Early ball in. Cleared away. Who will get there first? It's Angel City. And now Lucy.
There's another aspect of Trinity Rodman. Not just has she ability left and right foot and with the head, but when she got dispossessed, she fought so hard to get the ball back. She won it. She played it off to Hatch and then got it back and put a lovely ball into the box. So she has that temperament, that mentality to win the ball, to fight. And that's a wonderful combination of skills and mental strength to have. And to have that all at the age of 19, like I said earlier, wow, what a special talent.
And for Trinity Rodman, one of her last days or games as a, I guess both, as a teenager. Her birthday later on this week on the 20th. She will turn 20.
Well, I'm sure she'd love an early birthday present in the form of a goal and a victory here today.
No doubt about it. Just behind Lucy and out of play.
And Lucy venturing forward on that left-hand flank. There's no question she can be good in attack. I guess the question is, can she defend as well? And so far, so good.
Here's Weatherholt. Goff stepped in, now Endo. Long cross comes in. It's headed clear. Almer kicks it into the air. Spencer coming all the way up from a right back position to win it back. Now Endo. McCaskill right back for Endo. There's Rodman putting in her defensive responsibilities and winning it for Washington.
We were just talking a couple of minutes ago about Kristen Press at 33 years of age and Jasmine Spencer's 31, Didi Horicic 30. It's a reasonably mature side, Angel City. Average age round about 26 years of age, which is good when you're putting a new franchise together, I would think, because you need that experience to help you get over the bumps.
Bailey. Her shot blocked down by Vanessa Gilles. Out for a throw-in. Bailey already in her 4th season with the Spirit out of North Carolina. 8th pick in 2019.
Just speaking to Freya Kuhn, we were asking her what her team needs to do, Angel City, to establish themselves fully, and she says we need more consistency. We've got to just focus on ourselves, our roles and responsibilities. Yes, we must take advantage of the opposition, but we just need to be consistent, and that's what she'll be looking for here today. Consistent in attack, in defense, in keeping your positions, in covering each other, all the aspects of the game.
Here's Hatch. Rotter trying to play through the line. Spencer stepped in again. Hatch keeps it. Now Almer. Sonnet moves it out wide for Rodman. It's a tough matchup for Tyler Lucy. Not in a, I guess, natural position and having to mark Trinity Rodman down this near side.
She got a bit of help from Endo there straight away. They double teamed up on Trinity Rodman. Here's this high press coming from Washington Spirit. Once again, Angel City very comfortably playing through the press.
Recaro switches the point of attack. Kristen Press couldn't get by Migalski. Here's Gilles.
She got that opening goal at home against North Carolina. Courage with a header from the cross by Endo. That sent the crowd wild there at the Bank of California Stadium.
Endo trying to drop this in behind. Kristen Press. And Rotter puts it out for a corner.
Yeah, good bit of skill there from Kristen Press. And in the end, Rotter was just only too happy to get rid of the ball, even if it was at the expense of a corner. You don't want to allow Kristen Press to start getting a run at you inside the box.
One of the best finishers the league has to offer, Kristen Press. Couple of goals in the Challenge Cup. Still looking for her first goal involvement in the regular season as Press. Be an in-swinger. Immediately headed clear. Spencer picks it back up. And the flag is up for offside. This will roll all the way out.
Just looking at Endo there. Got to get yourself back on an onside position. The moment you've played that ball, you've got to have a quick sprint. Because the ball coming back, she had acres of space to play in. And again, a lost opportunity there.
We will get into our first half hydration break. Warm day here in Washington, D.C. Players will come over for about a minute or so. Some refreshments. 81 degrees here in our nation's capital.
There seems to be a decent crowd at the stadium, and that was something that Freya Coombe mentioned. She said going to play Washington Spirit at Audi Field is always a decent following. They put you under pressure on the pitch. They put you under pressure with the crowd as well. She said that's going to be a big test for her players today.
And I guess with the hot temperature as well.
You're talking about Kristen Press a few minutes ago. 45 regular season goals in an NWSL career. Absolutely stunning. Only 4 players have scored more than that, including Lynn Williams and Jess McDonald. So she's up there with some of the all-time greats, is Kristen Press.
And of course, Sam Kerr has the all-time regular season goal-scoring record. Scored today for Chelsea in the FA Cup final against Man City. Another trophy there for the Chelsea woman.
Just getting some much needed fluid at the moment.
So before the game, both teams in the NWSL recognize the victims of yesterday's tragedy in Buffalo. Our thoughts are with the victims and the victims' families. These are scenes from pregame and a moment of silence. Well, looks like getting ready to get back to play here after the hydration break. A warm day here, temperatures in the 80s already here in mid-May in DC. And of course, the hot temperatures in this part of the country comes plenty of humidity as well. Ready to get back to it.
It's all part of traveling across the USA. You've got to be able to fit into different climatic conditions, pitch conditions, time zones. There's a whole bunch of issues that take getting used to. They've done a good job so far, Angel City. Expected goals, which is always, I think, a very good measurement of how a team's playing. For Washington Spirit, 0.16. For Angel City, 0.21. So Angel City, slightly the higher opportunities to have scored. And again, I'm sure that will please Freya Coombe. Often in these sort of matches away from home against the champions, you're like, just get through the first 15 minutes, then get through the second 15 minutes. You sort of count the match down, get to halftime, and then we'll take it from there. Well, so far, Angel City on track.
Here comes Washington, though, trying to change what's been going on here in the opening half hour. We'll roll all the way out of play. Touched out wide by Charlie. She asked for it right back and got it from Press. Simone Charlie running at this back line. Charlie trying to switch the point of attack. Finds Endo. Spencer on the overlap. Spencer stands this up to the back post. Charlie was there. And so was Sonnet. As this is out of play.
I thought for a moment there was a clash of heads, but hopefully not the case. Good ball in from Jasmine Spencer. A little bit floated. Gives defenders time to get into position, but Simone Charlie, a real threat at that far post. She has her hand up. She's saying, give it to me. If it comes in a little bit flatter with a bit more pace, it makes it a touch easier for Simone Charlie.
It does look like Press and Endo, though, have switched flanks, at least for the time being. See how that influences Angel City's attack. Here's Hatch, dropping deep to win it back. Gets it out wide. Helferty now. Helferty! Drags that shot just wide. Space, though, opening up on the left for Washington.
Just wondering if she had any other options. Could she have found Trinity Rodman in the box? Because that's a difficult angle, but she fancied herself, and in the end, yeah, a yard or so past the post, but probably worth the effort there from Anna Helferty. Yeah, the blue shirts putting that pressure on, as they do so well. And they get turnover ball. and promptly give it away.
Just lost her balance there was Helferty. Endo. There's Lucy. Some time on the ball here for Angel City. Gilles. Endo was calling for it, but here's Spencer. Again, Washington look up fields. Bailey on the turn. Goff. On the line and just off the mark looking for Rodman. It'll be a foul. A free kick going Washington's way.
Kristen Press just a little bit late there on the tackle. Nothing nasty. Referee calling it up, and Goff was just looking to try and feed the ball to Trinity Rodman. That's got to be the natural outlet down that right-hand side.
Well, don't forget the next Washington Spirit home game is Wednesday, June 1st against Chicago. Go to WashingtonSpirit.com/tickets and purchase your tickets today.
It's a replay of the championship final from last season.
There you have it. Should be a fun one here in Washington. Migalski going to get around Endo. Little hesitation, gets to the end line. And this out of play, it'll be a corner kick coming for the Spirit.
That's good from Cameron Migalski. She hasn't got forward a lot down that left-hand side, and yep, she gets well done there from Julia Rodder. And then they need her bombing down that one side. They're getting some success on the right-hand side with Trinity Rodman. Not enough really coming from the left as yet.
It's the game's first corner kick for the Spirit. Peering into that sun. Harchich, straightforward catch.
Pity, bit of a wasted corner there to put it right on top of the goalkeeper. A little bit further out or near post, far post. Just gives your strikers a chance to get on the end of it.
What gave you the most trouble?
Near post, always difficult. You come as a goalkeeper, if you don't get it, they flick it on and you're out of your goal, and then the goal's empty. Far post, at least you've got more time to get to it.
I think the numbers say in-swinger to the near post, you have the most success.
That would make sense to me. Because the in-swinger means if you don't get it, it can go straight in the goal. So you've got a double jeopardy as a keeper.
There's Almer. And Staub trying to pick out that ball over the top. Headed back centrally. Here's Bailey. Back in and onto the roof of the net. Something out of nothing there. Staub pinpointing that ball from about midfield.
Once again, Rodman, if you give the ball to her, it doesn't matter if it's in the air or feet. She has this ability to create opportunities and give defenses all sorts of problems, forcing the quick ball there. And look at that pressure coming from Washington Spirit. Expected more of this from the beginning, but now they seem to be into their groove and they pounce. You make any mistake, they're on top of you. Grab the ball, try and get it a shot on goal. Look at this, they're forcing the play out the back, and once again Angel City managed to find their way through.
There's Rodman coming from behind and just getting a touch on that. She has put in one heck of a shift so far, and she is down. She is flying around.
Oh, wonderful. Even with that header a minute or so ago, long ball in the box. Not only does she win the header, but she gets it into a dangerous area in the box. And unfortunately, Dorian Bailey just couldn't quite use it and get a shot on target, but tracking back, great tackle. Lucy must have thought she was clear and had her head up and looking for someone to pass to, and in comes Trinity Rodman.
I just remember going back to last year, 2021 Challenge Cup, and of course, rookie year for Trinity Rodman, and just talking with people around the club, they almost had to hold her back a little bit. And that was maybe playing her off the bench one game, because she's still just a teenager. She's still wants to buzz around and put in all this work rate, but at a certain point you got to be careful, and you got to, I guess, watch out for your player and make sure that, I guess, she is almost controlling herself while still letting her loose. And I mean, she is just a fantastic player.
Well, she's a year older now. She's a full international with 3 caps and a goal already for the USA. So she's learnt a lot. If I remember correctly, it was on her debut. I think she scored within something like 7 or 8 minutes of the debut to say, hey, I'm here, guys. Keep an eye out for me. And she just got better and better, literally with every game.
It'll be a throw in here for Angel City. About 5 minutes to go until halftime. Take you around the league in yesterday's action. Get you up with some highlights. Still looking for that opening goal, though, here in DC.
Yeah, good job for by Angel City. Freya Coombe, as I mentioned, would have probably set getting to the half-time without conceding as one of the aims beforehand. And they haven't been lucky to get there. They've deserved to at least be on level terms so far.
Goff. Pass intercepted. Now Weatherholt for press. McCaskill. Little challenge from behind by Rotter.
I don't think it's a problem either for Washington Spirit. This team, they know how good they are. They've been in many situations where they've had to time their attacks, to stay calm, stay patient. And I'm pretty sure that they believe that in the second half they can take it up a couple of notches.
Press gets in behind Goff. Kristen Press scores! It's her first regular season goal in an Angel City uniform. Kristen Press is off the mark, and Angel City leads in DC.
It's another brilliant finish from Kristen Press, the 33-year-old, absolutely stunning, but she was allowed to run into the box, and I think that's where the danger comes. She gets ahead here of Morgan Goff, and they stand off for the centre-backs, and she says, fine, I'll use you as a shield, I'll bend the ball around you, I'll stick it in the corner, and I will give Aubrey Kingsbury absolutely no chance, and that's exactly what she does. You can't give her that space on the edge of the box. Having said that, it's not easy to stop Kristen Press when she gets going, and from out of nothing, she makes this goal, and Angel City are 1-up. Dreams are made of this as far as Freya Coombe's concerned, and they are 1-up against the reigning champions.
Well, sometimes individual players make brilliant individual plays. That's exactly what it was from Kristen Press. That is world class there. We talked about her finishing, and in preseason, Freya Coombe just raving about the finishing ability of Kristen Press, and it was on full display right there. She showed the whole package, the dribble, the run, and then the shot, and gives Angel City the 1-0 lead. It's her first goal in the regular season. She did score twice in the Challenge Cup.
Yep, goals up against the Thorns in that 1-0 victory, and against San Diego when they lost 4-2. But a difficult one for the centre-backs, because if you come out and you close the gap down, then Kristen Press is likely to go straight past you. But if you stand off her, then you give her the chance to pick a spot and shoot. So either way, you're facing a world-class striker, and it's a difficult decision for the centre-backs. But I just felt they maybe could have closed her down and maybe got a yard closer as she was getting to the edge of the box.
Well, just like we said with Tyler Lucy at left back today for Angel City, similar top position for Morgan Goff, who gets the start at right back today. Maybe not a completely natural position for Goff. Of course, Kelly O'Hara is out today for the Spirit, who would normally play in that spot.
But even when she was beaten, Morgan Goff, the centre-backs have to get across. They have to close Kristen Press down. And as I say, they just stood off a little, but not much, but just enough for her to be able to pick her spot and use the centre-back as a shield so that Aubrey Kingsbury couldn't see where the ball was going.
And now it's McCaskill. Look at all this space. Savannah McCaskill looking for options, trying to find Press. Is it a second for Press? She'll switch the play. Spencer, her shot, not enough power behind it. Now a shot from distance! And Endo wasn't too far off. Bounces it just wide. But Angel City starting to flex its muscles a little bit.
Wow, dream world for all the Angel City fans. They must have been a little bit concerned about coming to the home of the champions and coming to the East Coast and all the travel issues and wondering if their team was going to be up to it. Well, wow, who would have thought this at halftime? 1-up against the Spirit. But it's still a long way to go. Josh, it's a very, very good side, Washington Spirit. So if you're an Angel City fan, don't get ahead of yourself. There's still another half of hard work ahead.
4 minutes of Verizon stoppage time as Bogalski sends the cross away. And McCaskill, this time pulled back by Rotter, and this is a yellow card shown by Anya Voigt. Rotter into the book.
Yeah, it's a straightforward yellow for pulling back, and I don't know if you need to do that so far in your opponent's half. If it's your half or if it's close to your box, I get it, but now Rotter's got to spend the entire second half making sure she doesn't do anything to give the referee a chance to give her a second yellow. And the number of times we see a player sent off for a second yellow and we go back and think, well, the first yellow wasn't necessary. So Julia Rotter going to have to manage her game differently from now on. Can't make any lunging tackles, can't have the elbows up on headers in case she gets booked a second time.
There's Rodman flying into picture. Did enough to force a couple of errant passes. Helferty running forward. And a Helferty, it's saved. Haracic down to her right.
A decent save by the goalkeeper. Helferty gets a decent shot on target. Goalkeeper, hands behind the ball, body behind the ball. Doesn't spill it. That's good goalkeeping by Haracic.
Endo down the line for Simone Charlie, who's driving in field. Has Press in the middle. Took a slight deflection. Angel City, though, will keep it. Recaro just trying to clip that back in. McCaskill now for Charlie. Everybody on side. Spencer. Spencer with the cross. It's right at Kingsbury.
A good spell from Angel City. They're able to play it around the edge of the box and just look for the opportunities. Balls are coming in from out wide from Jasmine Spencer. And you wouldn't think it was a new franchise still getting to understand each other. You would think they were one of the established top teams the way they've been playing in this first half, Angel City.
I think they'd want halftime to come as quick as it's about to. Less than a minute to go. They have been in good form. Never really since that hydration break. They have turned it into another gear.
Freya Coombe, huge credit to her for what she's done. And if they do get this victory today, and of course there's still a massive second half to come, they'll be on 6 points from 3 games. And many of their fans will start to wonder wonder about what they could achieve this season. Of course, it was a tough start, 5 losses and a draw, as you would expect. But that's the usefulness of the Challenge Cup. As Freya Coombe said, it was a chance to get up and running, get tested, better than playing, you know, friendlies. At least you were forced to play against top sides, see where your weaknesses were, and try and correct them.
And we have reached halftime here from Audi Field, and the 1 goal from Angel City and Kristen Press. So far the difference through 45 minutes.
And a very impressive 45 minutes. Now it's over to Washington Spirit. What can they do at halftime? How do they restructure? What substitutions can they make in the second half to turn things around? But it's up to the champions to get themselves back in this match.
A 15-minute break. We'll see where these teams stand for the second half. But so far, It is Angel City that is out in front looking for their first ever road victory. They lead Washington by 1 goal to 0. Stay with us. It is halftime here from Audi Field. It's Washington Spirit 0, Angel City 1. We'll be right back with the Ally NWSL. Getting set for the start of the second half from Audi Field here in Washington, D.C. It's Angel City 1. It's Washington Spirit 0 with the former Manchester United goalkeeper Gary Bailey. I'm Josh Eastern. Thanks so much for joining us here on Paramount Plus on this Sunday evening. A great first 45 minutes, and we are looking for a great second 45 minutes as well. Here on Paramount. Just waiting there for the referee to get things started. There is one sub here at halftime for Angel City. Simone Charlie will be coming off, and it will be the NWSL debut for Clarisse Lebihan, who comes on for Angel City. Her first season in the United States after spending her entire career in France with Guingamp, and most recently the last 6 or so seasons with Montpellier. Over 100 appearances at both of those clubs. There is the whistle, and away we go for the second 45 minutes of action here at Audi Field. It was a great first half, hoping for more of the same in the second. And for Angel City, just 45 minutes away from their first ever road victory in the Challenge Cup. They were 0-3. They only scored 3 goals. They conceded 9 away from home. But looking to get back on track and get things on track, I guess, for the first time here on the road.
Yeah, not only would it be their first win on the road, but it would be a very impressive one at Washington Spirit, who, what were those stats again? Lost one of the last 20 matches. Champions from last season, Challenge Cup finalists, which is why I would guess that the next 45 minutes they will take it up another level, Washington Spirit, and it's going to be a real battle for Angel City. And they have impressed first half. When I saw Lucy at left back, I was thinking, well, that's going to be a tricky one, but she's done her job. And as she does there, just getting a shove in the back. So they have met every single challenge so far, Angel City, but I think there's plenty more still to come.
There also was a sub at halftime for Washington with Bailey Feist coming on. Player down in the middle as play continues on here for Angel City. It's press. It's a deflected cross, and it's out of play. Corner kick coming for Angel City. They'll take their time, though, with the player down back the other way.
Just wonder if it was Dorian Bailey who went down in the middle. Just shaking her head. I did think there was going to, well, if there is going to be a substitution, I'm assuming at some stage Ashley Sanchez comes on for Washington Spirit. That would make a lot of sense. Yes, it is. There's Dorian Bailey, and there does seem to be some concern.
So that halftime sub for Washington was Taylor Ulmer coming off and Bailey Feist coming on. Let's see if we can look at this again. Bailey on the ball.
Oh, you can see what happens there. That was a head to the cheek, the head of Clarisse Lebihan. That's a very, very painful injury because the entire skull of your opponent is smashing into your cheekbone.
Trying to get back to her feet initially and then stayed down. Getting checked on here by the training staff.
Always the threat of some sort of concussion if you get hit in the head. Some smiles from Dorian Bailey, so hopefully it means she's going to be okay. Coach Chris Ward looking at options.
I think one of them standing right behind him. That was Ashley Sanchez.
He's probably trying to give Sanchez a bit of a rest, but if he needs to bring her on, he will do. He probably was thinking, well, I'll bring her on 60, 65 minutes in if we haven't got an equalizer.
Looks like Washington will go down to 10 for the time being. And it will be a corner kick here. Service sent in, looking for Gilles. Falls for Endo. Flips it back in. Gilles contorting her body to get her head on that. Bouncing right into the arms of Kingsbury, who distributes quick.
That was nearly the combination that scored the opening goal at home of the season. That was Endo's cross. And a Gilles header for the 1-0 lead against North Carolina Courage. The two nearly combining there.
Meanwhile, Lucy and Rodman colliding.
We asked the question, would Lucy be solid defensively?
She's at least getting under Rodman's skin.
She certainly is.
Lebion wins it back. And tries to spring McCaskill forward. Sonnet sweeping in. Pass just off the mark. Throwing back to Angel City. Switching the point of attack, and Lucy lets it bounce out of play. Endo reading that pass and winning it back for Angel City. McCaskill saying Lebion on a long run. Sonnet's there to collect it again.
Endo doing very well to win that ball, and that's what Angel City have to do, is close down, not let Washington Spirit have any space to breathe. They've done a very good job of it so far in the match, and once again, they're not allowing Washington to get their way out of defense that easily. They've also restricted the amount of ball that Trinity Rodman's seen. I don't think you could have scripted it from an Angel City point of view any better than what they've had so far.
You know, with the firepower that Washington possesses, that one goal may not be enough.
And we were speaking to Chris Ward a couple of days ago. We asked him, what are the strengths and dangers of Angel City? He said they will look for Kristen Press. Well, that was prophetic because she got the goal. They'll look for McCaskill too, and she has been driving forward. He said they're a hungry team, and we have to match them for that hunger, for their energy. And that's what he'll be looking for now from the home side, is an increased movement of the ball, increased pressing. They are the home side. They've got the fans behind them. They are the champions. And this is where champions respond. They take it up another level when they have to.
There's Bailey. Looks like she's good to continue on, at least for now. Rodman trying to keep that in. Unsuccessful. Throwing back to Angel City. It looks like the AR may have pointed the wrong way. Long down the right and too far for Trinity Rodman.
They're trying to get ball to her, but that was a difficult one for her to bring down. And to be honest, Tyler Lucy has made it life very difficult for Trinity Rodman. She's uptight and close. Every time Rodman gets the ball, Tyler Lucy is snapping at her heels. It's a really good battle between those two.
Lucy, who came over in the trade alongside Simone Charlie from the Portland Thorns. Lucy spent 2017 to 2021 with the Thorns. Before that, played her college soccer at Princeton. Here's press. The pass headed away.
Well, substitutions are going to be important in this game. We mentioned Ashley Sanchez coming on to maybe find a way through for Washington Spirit. Interesting enough that Freya Coombe has only made one substitution in both her previous matches.
McCaskill going for the chip, and Kingsbury bats it away. It's out for a corner kick. Kingsbury scrambling back, but getting something on it.
That's a wonderful little chip from McCaskill, and I think she meant that because there was no one in the middle to pass the ball to. And in the end, it's a fantastic save and a good stretch from Aubrey Kingsbury. A wonderful little moment of magic there from Savannah McCaskill.
Just trying to catch Kingsbury out, and she wasn't having it. It's now a corner kick for Angel City.
But a zonal marking there from the Spirit, just each player marking an area.
This is floated in. Gilles was run into by a couple of players, and that headed wide in the end. Arcaro was there.
McCaskill just doing the hard work there of closing down. She has been an influential figure in this match so far.
Lebion sliding it forward. Arcaro's there again. Now Endo. Here's Endo once more. Puts her left foot through it. Just cleared away. Press was crashing in at that back post.
Well, again, it's all going according to plan. I would have assumed Freya Coombe would have said, come out first 10 minutes, keep it tight, don't let them come at us. And Angel Spirit are doing that absolutely perfectly. I know I sound like a bit of a broken record, but everything they have done so far, Angel City, would be the way you would think a coaching staff would have planned it. And the players have executed perfectly so far.
Spencer wins it back in a good area, but gives it away. Now maybe some room. Bailey. And here's Rodman. Hatch through the middle. Rodman. Shot just wide. Trying to take it all herself. Hatch was making the run. Just couldn't connect.
That's where you want Trinity Rodman. You want her out wide with space so she can run at players, run at the defense. And once she does that, she can turn. She can get on one foot or the other. So difficult to stop. I just felt having come inside, whether she could have stayed with it and maybe had a left foot shot. Either way, she's the player that they want to get that ball to. And we also mentioned Ashley Sanchez potentially coming on. Well, she's on now, so the front three, the dream front three for the Washington Spirit.
And maybe that's a sign of things to come. More of those sorts of attacks for the Washington Spirit. We'll see how that shakes things up. Here's Helferty. Putting this in behind. Rodman. Forces a deflection and a throw-in. Chance here for Washington, trying to get to the end line. Eventually, AR's flag comes up. Foul against Press, and a free kick to Angel City.
Well, with Ashley Sanchez on now, there's no real excuses anymore for Washington Spirit. Sanchez, Rodman, Hatch. You've got a front three that are so powerful, so good. And they have a combination together, Ashley Sanchez and Ashley Hatch. They both scored against Reign in Washington's first match of the season. And that was the third time the two had scored in the same game since the start of last season. And only Christine Sinclair and Sophia Smith for Portland have any more occasions when they've both scored, and that's on 4 occasions.
Spencer coming in. And this, did that ever go out of play? I'm not sure it did. Kingsbury was rushing over. Anyway, let us carry on. It was just tightrope walking that end line.
Just to finish my point on Ashley Sanchez and Ashley Hatch, they're a great combination. And they have been on the score sheet together 3 times already in the last season and a bit. So no doubt Angel City would have been briefed beforehand to expect them and to try and manage them both, which is easier said than done.
Here's Press, already a goal to her name today. And now out for a corner.
There's a couple of players from Angel City that have made a long run into the box. When that ball didn't come in, you could see how deflated they were. They wanted Kristen Press to put it in straight away and not dribble. But she has got a corner out of it.
Third corner kick of the game for Angel City, as we are at the hour mark. This one lofted in. Endo sending it back in. A player is down, and the referee will stop play because of it.
I think there was a challenge there with Gilles, and Gilles is strong and dangerous in the air, and there's a possible clashing of heads there.
That's Sam Staub.
And once again, the moment there's anything to do with the head, everyone's got to take their time and make 100% sure. No doubt Gilles is hoping to get another headed goal, as she did against North Carolina Courage. Just have a look at the ball in. You can see the clash of heads there with Gilles and Staub.
A hydration break. The sun has mostly gone away. Dark clouds forming overhead. We're about an hour into this.
Yep, and interesting again to see what Freya Kuhn does. I did make the point that she's only used 1 sub for the opening 2 games in the regular season, which is not a lot of subs to use. Most coaches, I would guess, on average, it's at least 2, maybe 3. So I wonder if Freya Kuhn will bring anybody else onto the pitch. Maybe she feels she hasn't quite got the depth yet that she wants, as the discussions are ongoing there with Sam Staub. Freya Kuhn once again having a chat with the officials.
Looks like Sam Staub back on her feet. Going to continue on.
There's been some injuries for both sides already in the season. For Washington, Tori Huster's out with a leg injury. Tara McCune with a foot. Gabby Vincent, Jordan Baggett, Avery Collins. And for Angel City, Sarah Gordon with a knee. Ali Riley with COVID protocol. And Simone Charlie has recovered enough to start this match, but she's been carrying a few injuries as well. So contemplative thoughts there from Chris Ward. But what a fantastic record since he took over. Absolutely stunning. Not sure he would have believed that in 20 matches they would have won 12, drawn 7 and lost just the one, which is that final against North Carolina Courage.
So it'll be a drop ball to put it back in play. And Starbreeze is back on. Comes Angel City again, is sent in for Kingsbury. LeBion. McCaskill latches on. Savannah McCaskill floats this up. Immediately headed clear.
It's a bit of scrappy play at the moment, and Washington Spirit need to get their foot on the ball and start to dominate. They are at home, as we mentioned. And they are down by a goal, so they need to get this game by the scruff of the neck, and they can't do it at the moment, which is credit to Angel City. It's been a lot of close contests in the middle of the park, and time again they come away with the ball as they're doing right now.
All the way back to Haracic. Spencer hopping over a challenge. There's McCaskill again. LeBion on the overlap. Cuts it in field. Endo. Weatherholt. Lucy. Now for Gilles. Kristen Press. Just enough. How about that from Kristen Press? And Rodman ends that threat. And here come the Spirit in transition. Sanchez with Hatch up ahead. Here's Hatch trying to cut this back and taken by Haracic. That's how quickly Washington can go from defense into attack.
That's that combination of Ashley Sanchez and Ashley Hatch. Rodman had done the hard work at the other end defensively. These two on the counter attack, they know each other so well. They're aware of where they are in the box, and that time it didn't quite work out, but you can sense the threat. And if they can just keep Rodman up the pitch and keep all three of those in attacking positions, then they will create more and more chances as this match goes on. It's a lot of travel for Angel City. They're not used to it. And just as I say that, they're going down perhaps with injuries and cramps. And you do get the sense the last 20 minutes is when Washington Spirit can take advantage of their home ground and being on the East Coast.
There's Vanessa Gilles, who is down. They staple that back line for Angel City so far. The Challenge Cup and in this regular season.
Yeah, Freya Coombs saying it was a bit of a baptism of fire for Gilles when she joined. Had tough matches against OL Reign, Portland, San Diego. She had to settle in very quickly, but her goal against North Carolina Courage would have given her a lot of confidence, and the wins against Portland and North Carolina Courage would have also settled her down a lot, and she really has played well in this match too. So brave. Takes a lot of big knocks. I think she gives a few big knocks as well.
Not that any of those groups in the Challenge Cup were easy, but I don't think Angel City had the easiest group by any means. That was a very tough group going up against OL Reign and, of course, the Portland Thorns. The Thorns almost made it through, if not for Angel City getting a win, their first ever, on the last day of the group stage. Here's Rodman. Now Lucy.
Okay, this is what the home side want. Dominate the ball, go down the right-hand side, see if you can get any joy, come back, if necessary, down the left-hand side, but you've got to be on the attack and probing. And with that front three, you want to give them every opportunity to use their skills.
Hatch goes down. Letting this roll out of play. Ally is proud to support this presentation of the National Women's Soccer League. Ally, do it right. About 20 minutes to go from Audi Field here in Washington, D.C. A sunny day has turned cloudy, and this end result for the Spirit may not as straightforward as they would have hoped for. Trying to play from behind after Kristen Press opened the scoring just before halftime. A great individual effort by Kristen Press, showing her skill and a world-class finish as well.
It absolutely was a moment of pure magic. But after the fantastic run that the Spirit have had, running, what was it, nearly 20 matches, unbeaten, they've lost the last match. If they lose this one, suddenly things change a bit, don't they? Heads can start to drop, questions can start to be raised. So crucial next 20 minutes for the home side.
Rodman is immediately headed clear and out for a goal kick. The next Angel City home game is Saturday, May 21st versus Kansas City. Go to angelcity.com/tickets and purchase your tickets today, coming up on Saturday. And what an occasion that'll be, as I'm sure all the other games have been so far. Now it's every time you go into Bank of California Stadium to play this Angel City side, you know that that team is not only going to bring their best, but so is Angel City, just fired up by that crowd. And Freya Coombe has talked about it, said that there's no doubt that crowd has given us a huge jolt in those first two games. Said we were disappointed not to get the result last time out.
Yeah, it's a wonderful crowd, wonderful support, fantastic franchise, the way they've raised the money, the support they've got from all the superstars in that area, and also a lot of the community work they are doing. Absolutely brilliant. Huge credit to them, and huge credit on the pitch that up against the champions, they're 1-0 up in the 72nd minute. This was the big question mark. This was, can they do it away from home? Well, so far, the answer is yes.
It's played in behind for Endo, cuts it back, and Kingsbury scoops it up.
You can see Kingsbury trying to get things going. She can see there's a need for urgency in the home side, and if they can get one, you sense that then they can go on and win it because they'll have the crowd behind them. But Angel City are proving to be a hard team to get past in midfield.
Here's Endo. McCaskill. Spencer. And a stop for A substitution. It will be Cameron Bigalski coming off. Tanea Alexander will be the one to come on.
Well, the player coming on is a 23-year-old from England, played for the English under-17 national team, 3 occasions and scored a goal. So a new signing, an exciting player that I'm sure the crowd are looking forward to seeing what she can do in this remaining 16 minutes or so.
Now it's time for the game-changing play of the game, brought to you by Ally. And one play to change the game so far. It has to be Kristen Press and her first half opening goal.
Yeah, wins the ball herself, runs at the defense. Emily Sonnet just stands off for a little bit. And that's all she needed, was a tiny gap, and she bends it in that far post. An absolutely brilliant finish there from Kristen Press.
And that is the difference so far with about 15 minutes to go. The team's pausing for a hydration break. Even though the sun is gone, the heat is still there. And there is the substitution with Alexander replacing Bigalski. No goal involvements for Alexander through the Challenge Cup. And makes her regular season debut here today.
Well, if she wants to be loved by the fans, no better way than to get an equalizing goal here today and announce herself on this big stage.
Product out of LSU. We're back underway. Alexander right into it. Rodder is able to keep that in play. Up over the top, and it'll run through for Haracic. She'll let it keep rolling.
The clock is winding down more and more. We're heading towards the last 10 minutes and getting to the point where they might have to take risks, Washington Spirit, just to get the ball into dangerous areas. Doesn't matter whether you lose 1-0 or 2-0, but they've got to have a go, and they are struggling to break down this defense. Here's Rodman, though.
Rodman brought down, and a free kick.
Well, it's one of the few times Rodman has got past Tyler Lucy.
A yellow card given to Kristen Press.
Let's have a look here. Once she was away, Rodman, they had to stop her, and yeah, you could say it's a little bit of a professional foul there from Kristen Press. She wasn't going to get the ball, she was going to get the player. But she knows what a threat Rodman can be, especially when there was all that space opened up in front of her. So what you might call a professional foul.
Now a big chance on the set piece. Ashley Sanchez awaits.
Crowd getting excited, listen to that support.
Urge this team on, find the equalizer. Sanchez bounced it in, didn't get by the first player. She was able to keep it. Rodder right through the middle. Falls for Staub. Now Sonnet. Right back into the middle, Staub! And just wide.
Good effort there by Sam Staub. Wasn't too far away. Have a look there. She takes a swing, and you can see Didi Haracic just fall to the ground because she wasn't getting it if it went in the corner. The goalkeeper was super relieved to see that go past, but That's a bit better from Washington Spirit. A bit of pressure, ball bobbling around in the box. And I think that's just giving them a little bit of extra energy. You can see Ashley Sanchez sprinting to try and put Aricic under pressure and get turnover ball. And with that, I think you can feel the energy in the crowd start to lift as well.
Hatch trying to go around the corner. Rudder weaving through. Bailey trying to tee up a shot. It was blocked down. Alfredy now for Rodman. Cross comes in. It was headed clear. Sanchez trying to keep this alive. Hatch is there. And a foul. That little forearm in the back was enough for the whistle, and Gilles went down.
At least it's a positive spell now for the home side as the pressure starts to build. Lovely ball in from Rodman. Goalkeeper and defender getting each other's way, and the ball's just flying around the box. And yeah, there's a little bit of contact. Good defending to go down as soon as you feel a nudge in the back. But much better from the home side the last couple of minutes.
Oh, we thought we were getting Paige Nielsen coming on to replace Tyler Lucy. Appears to be some sort of issue. It looks like Nielsen having to take her earrings out. Lucy had already come off the field, so interesting if the referee is just going to stop play until Nielsen is all good to go here. She was standing right by the fourth official. It looks like she is taking out some sort of earring.
But normally you have all this checked before the game. You know, your studs and rings and any other jewelry, it all gets checked. So just slowing things down, which doesn't suit Angel City.
Well, there is a type of jewelry she did get and she won't be giving back. That was her championship ring before the game in Paige Nielsen. A return here to Washington. There's Feist, but a whistle. And the foul will go Angel City's way this time.
And the crowd are getting fired up now. They're beginning to get impatient, and they can see that final whistle not too far away.
You can see that's Tyler Lucy. She's saying, what's happening right now? As she just went into that challenge, she went down. Nielsen's supposed to come on for her. And Nielsen's still not ready to go. A very bizarre situation.
Well, again, just to state the obvious, surely this is stuff that's sorted out before the game. You don't even come onto the pitch unless you've got all your jewelry sorted out.
This is the first time on the bench so far this year for Paige Nielsen. Coming off recovery from a blood clot. Still getting it worked on there in her left ear. Lucy having to remain on the field. The board had already gone up. Lucy had already started walking. She'd walked halfway around the field because she was at left back, walking all the way around the goal, and then told she's not done yet.
Well, it's not just that. She's got an injury and she's hobbling. You don't want to make it worse, but she doesn't have a choice at the moment.
Bizarre situation with about 7.5 minutes to go. Angel City still on the attack. Recaro gets it out wide. Kristen Press for Lucy. McCaskill will make a run at this. It's for naught. It's out of play.
I'm still working hard. I had that question mark at the back of my mind as to whether Angel City would start to flag last 10 minutes. Well, you can see from the efforts, they're closing down. Savannah McCaskill in particular, still running, still doing a fantastic job, pressing, closing down. and forcing errors once again.
They have not made it easy on the Spirit so far today.
I think there's many a team around the NWSL who either watching this live or when they see the game will go, okay, Angel City are a threat. They're here to stay. And we need to be careful because it's a really good team that Freya Coombs put together already in a very, very short period of time.
You always wonder what an expansion team is going to look like. She said the Challenge Cup, so important in just this team coming together. And now the first long road trip of the season. Freya Coombs said they spent preseason in Chula Vista just outside San Diego. So that was good for the camaraderie of the group, but it's the first time they've really left the West Coast. Long trip. This team's still coming together and putting out a good product, at least here tonight.
And then the fact that they've got a fairly mature team helps a lot on these trips and being away from home. Players who've been there and done it and don't get overawed by the occasion. Another poor pass coming out of defense from the Spirit. But, you know, we mentioned the players are mostly in their late 20s. Vanessa Gilles, 26. Weatherholt, 28. Carrie Raquero, 27. McCaskill, 25, etc., etc. They're experienced players with a couple of players over 30 just to really settle things down. So they know what they have to do, and so far they have done it absolutely perfectly.
If they can get the 3 points here today, the wins over North Carolina and Washington to start the regular season. Obviously the two teams that have most recently raised the most two recent trophies. As Rodman gets it out wide, now the cross bounces in, and Gilles clears it away.
Good defending again from Angel City. Bodies behind the ball. Tired legs, no doubt, but they just got to hang on another 5 minutes plus any added time. They're dropping deeper and deeper now, Angel City.
Cross comes in from the right, looking for Hatch, and it's Haracic who's up to claim it.
She's just saying, get up, let's not mess around at the back, let's not take any risks. We'll try and get this ball into the other half. And the idea was good with that cross coming in from Spirit, just the execution wasn't great, way too close to the goalkeeper. And any keeper's going to come and take that all day long. In the end, Haracic sends everybody up and then puts the ball straight out in her own half.
Reed had to be careful. All the way back for Haracic. Endo. Thrown will go Angel City's way by the reaction of the crowd.
And the crowd thought that Endo had taken it over the line. Linesman, assistant ref doesn't agree. Anywhere will do at this stage of the match. Just get it away from your own half. Yeah, there goes McCaskill still. Look at her running, closing down. She has not stopped this entire match.
Comes in for Hatch. And this will go back the other way. There will be a substitution for Angel City. Different than the previous one. This will be the end of the day for Kristen Press, while Hope Breslin will be coming on. First pro season product out of the University of Illinois.
Yeah, Kristen Press has done the job that she was meant to do, score the crucial goal. And again, what a fantastic goal it was. And that really is the deciding moment in this match. That and some very, very good defending from Angel City. On top of that, you've still got Tyler Lucy out there hobbling and doing a job at left back. I assume Paige Nielsen's earrings are not coming out.
A bizarre situation there as Nielsen was all set and ready to come on. Board had gone up. Lucy had already walked off the field. The fourth official catching the earring, and Paige Nielsen doesn't look like will be coming on and making a return to Washington, at least officially. On the turn, Ashley Hatch. It's a corner kick.
Angel City saying it came off Ashley Hatch. Difficult to see, the ball bounced around so quickly. But they've still got a little bit of time left here, Washington Spirit. Just wonder, Ashley Sanchez not starting, whether they might look back and think, had we started with our normal front three, the outcome might have been different.
It's 8 minutes of Verizon stoppage time as Didi Haracic stretching something out.
Oh, great sides find a way to get a breakthrough, and there's no question Washington Spirit, since Chris Ward has taken over, have been a great side. If you look at their stats, fantastic run.
Just lofted in. Staub was there. Alexander, as the rain starting to fall here in stoppage time. Hatch, Ashley Hatch, it was blocked down. There's storms coming here in DC. It looks like we're getting just the beginning of it, with the rain absolutely now teeming down here at Audi Field.
Oh, the crowd are all scampering for cover in the background. Look at that. Just wonder if that's going to change anything in this match. They need something to help them, Washington Spirit. They haven't been able to break down this resolute Angel City defense, but maybe a slippery pitch might help.
Who's going to be dancing in the rain? Who's going to blame it on the rain? Sanchez is the ball skipping on this very wet surface, but here's Trinity Rodman. Rodman, corner kick. Another one for Washington.
That's exactly where you want Trinity Rodman, in acres of space. In the end, I thought maybe she took a second too long to pass that ball. There was an opportunity earlier. Ashley Hatch waiting in the middle, and by the time Trinity Rodman goes to play it in, the defenders were able to block it, but they've got a corner nonetheless.
Bailey. This is floated in. Gilles with the clearing header. Alexander finds some space. Alexander taking off the ball. Endo there is an outlet. Rodder playing chase. Here's Endo. Alexander back on it. Give and go with Halferty. Trying to get this ahead for Rodman. Gilles cut it out. Again, Rodman. Still 5 minutes to go. Plenty of time. The flag is up for offside.
Frustration for Rodman as she backhills that away. She just switched off for a second there, didn't get herself back into an onside position. Working so hard though, you can't criticize her. She's been running, she's been getting into spaces. Just with her talent, I just wonder if they can't try and get the ball to her a little bit more often. She can make things happen. As we said earlier in the game, it doesn't matter if it's on her left foot, her right foot, a header. It just hasn't been her day today. She just hasn't been able to find that magical moment.
Crowd still trying to urge this Washington side on.
I think she's saying 4 or 5 times, when does the yellow card come out? Frustration there for Trinity Rodman. But it's a slippery turf now, and defenders can misjudge all sorts of balls, so just get it in the box and see what happens.
Long distance, the free kick sent right in and bouncing straight out of play. The substitution will finally see Tyler Lucy come off, but it'll be Miri Taylor to be coming on instead of Paige Nielsen.
That's disappointing for Paige Nielsen, especially under the circumstances in which she wasn't allowed on the pitch. I'm sure she would have loved to have come on and played some part in this game.
And Lucy's saying, I already did this.
Deja vu.
Past the midway point of stoppage time. It's given away pretty cheaply. Sliding challenge put in. It's a throw-in for Angel City.
And non-stop work up and down that left-hand side. Has really been a fantastic performance by virtually every player in Angel City. They've all put in a shift. They've all worked so hard. Kristen Press has provided that one little magic moment of genius. We said the pitch was going to get slippy. There's some proof of it.
And a yellow card is issued. Going to Hope Breslin. Time wasting. And another sub coming for Angel City. It looks like they have finally resolved whatever issue was going on. Was Paige Nielsen finally waiting to check in, but she'll have to wait until the next dead ball. We'll see if she even gets in with just over 90 seconds left. Rotter. This ball stays in play. Sliding challenge by Rotter, and a free kick.
Yeah, chances to slow it down now. The clock is ticking, and really with a substitution as well, just kill this game off once and for all, Angel City.
So Nielsen will officially come on for Savannah McCaskill, final sub of the game.
Oh, she has worked so hard. What a shift Savannah McCaskill has put in. And that one chip as well, which, by the way, had Aubrey Kingsbury scampering to get back and save.
Flag up for offside. Last chance here for Washington. Trying to avoid 2 straight losses in all competitions.
Well, with this win, Angel City will go into second place on the table. And I think they will formally announce to everybody at the NWSL, we are here, we are a good outfit, and we're here to stay. And maybe they can get another one here on this breakaway.
Lebion leading the break. Is there one more in this? Breslin in the outside side netting. 8 minutes are up. There were a few stoppages. Maybe one more opportunity. Rodman has run out of gas. As she sits on now this very wet surface.
Oh, looks like she's got a bit of cramp there and she's in some real pain, but she has run herself ragged as well in this match. She put so much in defending wise, getting back and doing a great defensive job. She's saying I think she's saying she's done. But right now, Angel City in second spot on the NWSL table, looking down on 11 other teams. Only one team ahead of them, San Diego Wave. The other expansion side, 9 points from 3 games. Who would have said those two would have been top of the table after their tough start in the Challenge Cup?
There is the final whistle, and for the first time ever, Angel City have won away from home. And they do it in one of the most difficult places, Audi Field, against the defending champions. 1-0 winners over the Washington Spirit.
Well done, Freya Coombe. Well done, everybody at Angel City, from the top office all the way down, so early on in their franchise to get a result like this, as they did against the Challenge Cup champions, North Carolina Courage at home, with that 2-1 victory. 2 wins from their first 3 matches. It was a tough Challenge Cup for them, but now the season's really underway. It's a fantastic start for Angel City.
As the rain starts to fall, we will head to break. It finishes Angel City 1, Washington 0. We'll be right back with the Ally NWSL matchup right here on CBS Sports.